So the first axle slider we're going to go with is for the front here. These are from Woodcraft. I have liked Woodcraft stuff in the past, so I think that they make quality components at a reasonable price. I'd say the only annoying part is maybe this is just one extra step for us to potentially get our tire off when we need to swap them out, but that protection is going to be well worth the extra 5 minutes and or annoyance of installing these things and reinstalling them every time we got to swap tire. So the first thing to do is we're going to pull these off, and what's key to note when you pull these things off is there is a little dimple on this side, which means this is the ball side of this. So this will always need to go in this way because of the way it snaps in here. So you could put it either way potentially, but just something worth noting. Pull this guy out, pull this off. What was important to note on the manual is that these are perfectly designed so that they fit just right. Now these are a 6mm hex key on here that we have to run in here and torque down. The torque spec for this is actually 8 to 12. So obviously kind of up to you what you want to do, if you even care to torque this or not. I am going to torque it. Not much pressure at all, but that's the torque spec there. We go in. Dimple side is forward in this instance for me. And I'm going to slide that in. So now we have that little slider on. For the other side, this goes on. I've got my dimple here, which is going to go to my outside or forward of the motorcycle, maybe is the way to say that. We'll slide that guy in. So obviously you got to pop both of those out. You've got to utilize your 6mm to remove this before you can remove your tire. Yeah, a little extra things to do, but I think it's worth it. So let's get the rear done. So here's the rear axle slider. We'll go ahead and do the same thing. Rules still apply. This little dot or dimple is the ball side locks into. Grab this one off. Same thing. So what's worth noting is this is going to be the right side. You can tell how this piece here is what's going to go inside there. And this is all adjustable potentially. So you could lock this guy down so we don't have any spinning with several wrenches there. Sliding this guy all the way through. So there we go. That would be that side. And on this side, we have this small protruding edge that is going to slide in like that. The rear slider is a 5mm instead of a 6. And sadly, these are just spinning because this isn't long enough on the inside. So this is going to be somewhat of trial and error. Getting these to hit. There we go. I can feel them now. But that was only like 3 threads. So I want to get more threads on this side. So you can see how long these are. So I'm good with about that much. And I'm going to use 10mm to lock that down. You could use a 10mm to lock both of these down. Slide these back in. Keep messing around till you get them to grab each other like that. There we go. And now I can feel them tightening up. On this side, instead of being 8 to 12 foot-pounds, it is exactly 8 foot-pounds. And that's probably because these are 5mm instead of 6mm. There we go. Remember, nipple out. And there's that one. Good to go. We got frame sliders, front and rear spools. We've got the engine covers. All right, that was a pretty easy job, obviously, to get all these things put together. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I'd say the only thing I would change out of this whole situation is maybe going for the water pump cover. So when you go buy these, I would look at that and potentially these metal hose. There's a cover for those as well. I think that would be kind of putting us in ultimate protection here. And once again, same thing with here. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe you guys have a little bit more or better understanding. Maybe you've done some high-speed crashes and you haven't ruined your frame and these have been good for you. Let me know down in the comments. I would like to hear your experiences. I believe once I put the race fairings on this thing, I will go ahead and take those off and just allow my race fairings to die, sadly. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye!